Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ron. So you just bought yourself a new drone. Awesome. Flying a drone is super fun, but there's some rules that you need to know to fly safely and legally in the United States. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. And don't worry, I'm going to keep this super simple and give you just the things you need to know in 2025. So first, register your drone. If your drone weighs more than 0.55 pounds, about as much as a loaf of bread, then you need to register it with the FAA. This costs $5 and lasts 3 years. You can do that online at faadronezone.gov. It's just $5 for all your drones if you're a recreational flyer, and it's $5 for each individual drone if you're a Part 107 pilot. More on that in just a moment. Number two, take what's called the trust test. Before you fly for fun, you must pass a very simple safety test called TRUST. It stands for the Recreational UAS Safety Test. This teaches you the basics of drone safety. After passing it, just keep proof of the test when you fly. So this trust test, just so you know, is super simple. Don't let the word test scare you off. You really can't fail this test. Again, it's not really a test. You can answer all the questions. You can correct them as many times as you need to get them right. And again, it's absolutely free. You should not be paying for this service. And very quickly, I'll mention that as of this video upload, there's a number of agencies that can give you this trust test again for free. Number three, follow remote ID rules. Remote ID is like an electronic license for your drone. It helps the FAA know who is flying and where. So this is something a little bit more recent. Many new drones already have remote ID built into them. It's a little module built into the drone. If your drone doesn't have it, you may need to buy an external remote ID module. And I'll quickly mention that if you fly in a special FAA approved zone called a FRIA, F-R-I-A, FRIA, you don't need remote ID if you're flying within a FRIA area. Check your drone manuals or ask manufacturers if your drone has remote ID built in. There's also ways to check that online. But again, I want to keep this video very simple. Okay, number four, recreational versus Part 107 pilots. You may have heard this before. There's two types of drone pilots. You have a recreational pilot that flies solely for fun. They must follow specific rules, and they must also pass the trust test. And then you have what's called a Part 107 pilot license. Those are for the individuals who fly in furtherance of a business or to make money with their drones. They must take a more difficult FAA test and follow additional rules. So if you plan to make money with your drone at any level, whether it's selling aerial photos, doing drone services, things like real estate, any kind of commercial work, you need a Part 107 license. It's that simple. Number five, you have to follow community-based organization rules. This one often gets overlooked by recreational pilots. So if you're a recreational pilot, you must follow safety guidelines set by the FAA, which are recognized community-based organization rules like the Academy of Model Aerodynamics, or AMA, but there's other ones out there as well. Just keep that one in mind if you're a recreational pilot. And again, I want to keep this video at a real high level, so very quickly, these organizations provide an extra level of safety to help keep drone flying fun and responsible. So you always want to check that you're following the proper guidelines if you're flying as a recreational pilot. Okay, we're almost there. Number six, fly below 400 feet. Keep your drone at or below 400 feet. The reason, this prevents you from getting in the way of any kind of air traffic like an airplane or helicopter. Number seven, keep your drone in sight. Always be able to see your drone while you're flying. This helps to avoid obstacles and, of course, other people as well. Number eight, get authorization for controlled airspace. If you want to fly near an airport or in what's called controlled airspace, you must get permission through LAANC. Now, that stands for Low Altitude Authorization and Notification Capability. This is an easy, free process available through apps like Aloft or AirMap. So never fly in restricted airspace without getting approval first. Two more. Number nine, avoid no drone zones. You can't fly your drone everywhere. Keep that in mind. Stay away from things like airports, crowds of people, flying over crowds, emergency response areas, things that you don't think about, things like near a hospital where they might have a helipad for emergency vehicles coming and going, that kind of thing. You can use an app called Before You Fly. It's free. You can download it to your phone to check where it's safe to fly. And number 10 is respect privacy. This one's just going to prevent some drama that you may have with some of the Karens out there, some of the people that may not like drones. Don't fly over people's houses or private property without their permission. A lot of people don't like drones coming into their private area, their private space. You know, I get that. So just fly responsibly. Be careful about, you know, where you're flying and who you're flying around. Again, I always avoid crowds, avoid people. Just use common sense and you're going to be just fine. Hope you found this video helpful. I just wanted to put it together for 2025. Things change quickly. You never know if the rules are changing. So I hope you got some value out of it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, thumbs up. It's always appreciated. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.